prior to doing these or any other exercises. The purpose of these exercises is to stretch and stress the muscles, but not to cause any pain or injury. If you begin to experience any severe or prolonged discomfort, stop the exercises and consult your medical professional. For the first exercise, you want to put one foot behind you and bend your toes deeply into the ground. You want to move your knee in and out so that you can bend all of the 5 toes. Now you want to turn your toes under and again push them into the floor in a way that you can get a strong stretch without hurting them. When you're finished, you simply want to shake out your feet. You want to turn and put the other foot behind you and do exactly the same exercise. Bend your toes into the ground, making sure you are able to bend all 5 toes. Turn your toes under, push them into the ground as well. You should take a deep breath and relax, particularly if you find any of this painful. You want to start every exercise by standing with your feet about shoulder width apart. For this ankle exercise, you want to slowly roll both feet up in the same direction onto their sides. You should begin to feel the stretch in the ankle, and then you want to roll to the other side. You should do this gently, taking a deep breath each time and allowing yourself to sink into the stretch of the exercise. You want to roll back and forth like this about 5 times in each direction. Then shake your feet out. To begin the next exercise, you want to start in the same position with your feet up on their sides. And now you want to roll around on the outsides of your feet. Do this slowly and try to focus on keeping your balance in the exercise. You want to notice if there's any stiffness in your feet or in your ankles. Notice if you can do this fluidly or it feels like it's difficult. Always remember to take a deep breath during these exercises and respect your body's limitations. At the end of each exercise, just shake your feet out. For this next exercise, a chair is needed. Put your foot gently onto the seat of the chair. On your standing foot, raise and lower yourself off the ground by standing up on your toes and then dropping back down to your heels. This exercise will stress the calf muscles. You want to do this as many times as you can without creating any severe pain in the calf muscle. Once you have done this, hold your heel off the ground slightly. Stay there until you begin to feel very strong sensation in the calf, and then just come down and shake the leg out. Once you have done that foot, you want to put the other foot up on the chair and then exercise the standing foot. You want to slowly come up and down on your toes. Remember to take a deep breath and always respect your body's limitations. Once you've done this, you want to hold your heel 1 inch off the ground until it becomes slightly painful, and then shake out the foot. For this next exercise, you'll want to hold one foot and slowly bend down and touch the ground. Then bend and straighten the standing knee. If this is too difficult for you, we will show additional versions of doing this exercise that is more gentle for the knee right after this demonstration. When your leg is fatigued, slowly come up and shake out your foot. As always, you want to do both legs equally. So gently hold your other foot, come down to the ground slowly, and bend and straighten your standing knee. Remember to take a nice deep breath and respect the limitations of your legs. Come up slowly when you are finished and gently shake out your standing leg. An alternative to this exercise is to put your hand on the seat of a chair and slowly bend and straighten your knee. If this is too difficult, you can put your hand on the back of the chair and slowly bend and straighten your knee in the same way. Now you want to stretch your adductor muscles, which are on the inside of the upper part of the thigh. You want to do this by stretching your legs as comfortably as possible. Then come down to the ground as low as you can go. It is not necessary to touch the ground if you can't do so. Slowly walk your hands over to one foot. This will put a stretch on the other leg. Take a deep breath and then gently walk your hands over to the other foot. Again, you want to take a deep breath and walk your hands back to the middle. Now you want to walk your hands through your legs behind you. This will stretch the hamstring muscles, which are on the top back side of the leg. slowly walk your hands to the front, come up, and you want to keep your legs open. You want to make two fists and put them on the top of your buttocks so you can gently push the pelvis forward. Be careful here that you don't hurt your back. You only want a gentle bow as far as you can stretch your back. It is not necessary to bow your back as far as the people are demonstrating here. Take a deep breath, allow your jaw to fall open, and then twist from your hips and turn and look in one direction. Take a deep breath, and then you want to twist and turn from the hips in the opposite direction. You also want to take a deep breath in this position. Come back to the front and come up to a standing position. Bring your legs together and gently shake out your body. For this next exercise, you're going to gently lean against the wall, bring your feet away from the wall, and come down into a sitting position. Be sure that your feet are further away from the wall than your knees. This will allow the pressure of the stretch to go into the foot and not into the knees. Stay in this position until it becomes slightly painful, and then raise yourself up the wall 2 inches. Again, you want to stay in this position until it becomes uncomfortable, and then raise yourself up the wall 2 more inches. You want to find a place on the wall where you can feel comfortable without pain in the knees, and where you slowly begin to feel some natural, involuntary trembling in the legs. For each person, this will require a different amount of time. Once you have shaking or trembling in the legs, you want to hang over forward and allow the trembling to continue. At this point, it may become slightly stronger, and you do not have to be afraid of it. You will just gently come up and relax in a standing position. For some people who have very strong muscle tone in the legs, the trembling and the shaking may be much more subtle. This is not a difficulty. You simply want to allow yourself to respect your body's own limitations. You want to stay in this position from 30 seconds to 1 minute. For the next exercise, you'll lay on your back with your knees bent. Slowly let your knees fall open and put the bottoms of your feet together. In this position, gently lift your pelvis off the ground about 1 or 2 inches. Stay in this position for about 1 minute, and then slowly let your pelvis down on the ground and allow your knees to fall open. If this causes any pain in your lower back, you simply want to lower your pelvis back onto the ground about every 10 seconds. Allow your knees to relax open comfortably. Then close your knees about 2 inches. You want to hold this position, and then you want to close your knees again another 2 inches. At this point, you may begin to feel the trembling in the pelvic area and the legs. Allow the trembling and the shaking to continue without fear. It is entirely harmless and very useful for the body. You will get a variety of shaking, as you have seen in the exercise participants before this.
Hello, I'm Scott Bader. I'm a chiropractor and have been working in body-centered modalities for the past 20 years. And I have a background in clinical psychology, and I'm very interested in how the body and mind work together. This trauma release work has really been exciting for me. It's